building.
Okay.
Even though it may seem like, oh man, but you're always building.
We are
Marriage takeover. Let's party. I need the
We're already live.
Yeah, no. I need somebody's finger because it wouldn't take mine. Hey, what's going on? How is everybody doing on this evening? You already know what time it is. It is kitchen conversation. It is 7 o'clock. We about to get this party set. Are you ready for what's going down today in the kitchen? Yeah. Well, hey, you already know what to do. Rep your city. Let us know where you checking in from. Here we go. Come on. Take over. Hey. Woo. What? Oh, South Kakalaki in the house. Who that? St. Louis in the building. Yeah. Hey, where you at in South Kakalaki? Columbia? Greenville? Clemson? Spartanburg? Where you at? Louisiana building? Oh, okay. Charleston. That was gonna be my next one. Hey, where you at? LA? Huh? Where at? Shreveport? Where you at? New Orleans? Come on. What? Baton Rouge? Where you at? V Beach in here. Hey. All right. Where you at? Okay, Jonesboro. And you know how we do it in the kitchen. We got all this room. Hey. Woo. Hey, you know what time it is, Rapid City? We got Louisiana building. Virginia Beach is in the building. South Carolina in the building. Somebody else came in the building. Who walked in here? Oh, New York in the building. Where in New York? The Big Apple? Syracuse? Where you at? Yeah. Okay. Arkansas in the building? But where you at? Little Rock? Let us know. Rep your city, your state. Talk to us. Y'all tell I'm already hyped. I'm already ready. Woo! Okay. The Atlanta, Arkansas, Little Rock in the building. Hey. Woo! Hey, if this your first time here, put a 1 in the chat for me. Hey, I love it. ready. I'm waiting on the missus to slide back in the building. I think she tiptoed out on me. What you think? Y'all think she tiptoed out on me? I'm just trying to figure this thing out today.
Figure it out. Oh, you got my phone.
What's going on?
Hey, fam.
Hey, what it do? I'm getting close. My moderator ready.
It's your girl, Tamika.
It's your boy, E-Rock Nim.
Listen, we keep it real.
We keep it raw.
We keep it uncut.
All day.
We are Marriage Takeover.
Yeah. My bad, I was trying to catch my breath.
What is going on? So, hey, fam. Welcome to Marriage Takeover's Kitchen Conversations, where we are cooking dinner and having a conversation with you.
Yeah.
We help couples win in their marriage by identifying their triggers and breaking generational cycles.
Boom.
So welcome to Kitchen Conversations. If this is your first time, go ahead and drop a 1 down there in the chat so we know how to welcome you, how to celebrate you for joining us for the first time.
Yeah.
If you've been rocking with us for a little bit, this like your second or your third, or you like fam at this point, go ahead and put a 2 down in the chat so we can celebrate with you as well. Thank you guys so much for rocking with us. Thank you all so much for your support. We appreciate you. We love on you.
Yeah.
And we thank you for your time on today.
Before I get going real quick, David, what it do? But listen, I got to tell you something. I don't know what you praying for this morning, but the Spirit of the Lord said it's all about timing. It's all about timing. Praise the Lord. That thing was in me while I was cooking. I was like, oh, okay, Lord, he must go show up today or something. But that's it right there. So, go ahead, baby. Break it down.
So, what's on the menu tonight?
So, what's on the menu tonight? We having chicken, pizza, pepperoni pizza, and everything pizza.
All right.
Boom.
Before you go get started, can you do me a favor?
Favor.
We got some particles that are reminding me.
I got to excuse myself from the kitchen.
Before you get all good inside of the kitchen.
I am out the kitchen.
And we have us some extra toppings on our pizza.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
So welcome, fam. We so appreciate you. Thank you so much for tuning in and for joining. We are here every Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and for Kitchen Conversations, and every Monday morning for couples prayer at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So welcome. So we're gonna do as Eric is getting ready, and he's getting. What's going on, fam? How was your day? What's good? How was your day? Put down in the chat how your day was. We're gonna run a poll to see what you all want to talk about on today. What are we gonna talk about on today?
What we talking about?
And then before we leave, we're gonna do a poll on what we should talk about next week as well.
Is y'all cool with that?
Hey y'all. Hey, sweetie.
Hey, any comments?
Your day was okay? Okay. Just okay? It was a good day. Let's see.
Oh, no, you didn't.
She said, no, you didn't. I know I didn't. What? With the welcome? Why is you eating already, baby? Come on. I just need you to prepare. Prepare.
Can I ask y'all a question real quick? Tell me, why the one that's not cooking always got something to say?
Go ahead and prepare.
I just want to know.
So last week we talked about forgiveness, right? Did anybody do the what is it costing you? Oh, go ahead. Questions, comments?
Someone said, hey.
Hey.
The day was okay.
I saw that. The day was just okay.
No, really just okay.
We'll take it. So
Said, day is going good.
sweet. Love it.
And they're saying, no, you didn't with the song.
Yeah, with the welcome song. Yep, that's what I'm
Hey. Welcome.
So if you all don't know, he is Eric is our he keeps us going. There is never ever a dull moment ever in this household with Eric in the house.
Hey. Well,
which is a good thing, right? It's a good thing. So let's talk. So last week we talked about forgiveness,
I
right?
keep the balance.
And when we were talking about forgiveness, there were a couple of questions that we asked along that line. So what, again, is forgiveness costing you? What is unforgiveness? Let me say that. What is unforgiveness costing you?
How much is it costing you? Y'all like that?
What's for dinner tonight? We're having chicken pizza.
Chicken pizza, pepperoni pizza, everything pizza.
Oh, you doing pepperoni on that one? I thought you were going to do the barbecue sauce on the chicken.
No, boo, I'm going to need you to expand your palate.
Okay.
I'm going to need you to expand your palate. Y'all like that, right? Expand your palate.
All right, so tonight, what we're going to talk about?
What we talking about? What we talking about tonight, y'all? What we talking about tonight? Cause I thought we was gonna pick up on the unforgiveness thing.
Well, forgiveness was last week. Forgiveness was
so,
last week.
Oh, I know. Hey, put a 2 in the chat if you was here last week.
Oh, okay. They said to check our inbox. Okay, if you send us an email, we'll check it after the live.
Woo.
Unforgiveness can cause resentment, frustration, and heartache. So listen, y'all eat late. My lights go out at 8.
Hey, that's all right.
So we're trying to accommodate the people on the West Coast, the East Coast, and Central Time. So that's why we picked 7. Yeah.
And then someone else said that it's hard for them to forgive.
Ooh.
Can you check our inbox and see if maybe it's hard for you to forgive? So let's unpack that real quick. Why is it hard to unforgive?
Hold on.
Yes.
Hold on. Before we unpack that, I want to know real quick from everybody on here, who is it? Is it hard for you to forgive? I just want to know, because I know sometimes we may think that we may be by ourselves in certain things when we're really not. It's just that, that one just said it, but because I ain't gonna lie to you. It's a process for me. I ain't gonna lie. It's a process for me. What about you, Boo?
So, I think it's a process for everybody, but I think once we understand that forgiveness really is for us and not for the other person, then it helps us to better digest why we should forgive, right? Because we hear the scripture about, we should forgive because Christ forgave us, and if we don't forgive others, and we won't be forgiven. Like, we hear that, but then when it really comes out to walking every day in our life, we don't really understand the effects that unforgiveness has on our body, how unforgiveness has on our mental capacity, and our health, and on just our blessings and the abundance. Because oftentimes when we're holding on to the unforgiveness, that means that we are holding on to like a I don't want to look at it as a poverty mindset, but we're not entering in or tapping into the abundance that's available to us, because we are holding on to the hurt. We're holding on to the pain. We're holding on to everything that person has done to us, and as a result, we aren't able to see clearly. We aren't able to love better. We aren't able to let our guards down to allow more love to come into the space.
Come on, I like that.
So when we are holding on to that unforgiveness, as we mentioned last week, what is it costing you?
Ooh.
Because it's costing you something.
Hey, do you know that saying, when we be holding on to it, that we also teaching our kids how not to forgive? It flows on down. Just, oh my goodness, man! I tell you, that's something serious. You know what I mean? Where y'all go? Y'all leave me?
No, we're good. I think the question was probably in the TikTok inbox.
Oh,
so we can't get to that one right now because we're on live.
TikTok.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'll check it. We'll check it.
Yeah.
So, go and break it down, baby. What we at? Comments?
Yeah, we got comments and questions.
Someone just said depends on the person, and then hey family, yeah, actually.
What it do, fam?
Okay.
So, hey, but that's the thing. I want to know, what does the unforgiveness by you holding on to it, have you noticed what has it done to you in your life? Y'all remember, hey, listen, I'm going to take this thing to church real quick. So, right, remember when you go to church, right? And then say someone you had an ought against, or someone had an ought against you, but they never said anything. But what they'll do, they'll walk around, say y'all both coming down the aisle, cross the path, next thing you know, they done went across the pew and on up the wall, when it's like, yo, you could have just walked by. So how much of the unforgiveness keep us from just living our natural life? Think about it. Take a minute. Go ahead, baby. What you got? I know you got something good. You got something stirring and burning.
Well, I was just going to say, I think about just the times where, and this is not just forgiving your spouse. This is not just, we could talk about forgiving your spouse, right? This is marriage takeover. But this is about forgiving anybody and everybody in your life. right? There's a process and there's a step to be able to do it. And it's a process, but you got to first acknowledge, like, number one, that you need to forgive somebody.
Yeah, child.
Sometimes we don't acknowledge, and the first person should be you, right? The first person should be you. But when you're walking through that process of forgiveness, it's like you're walking through, you're acknowledging that you need to forgive, right? Then you're going through that process and you're working things out to say, okay, well, then you need to choose whether or not you decide that you want to forgive. Sometimes we like to hold on to things because we like to be the victim.
Ooh.
Sometimes we like to hold on to things because we want to make sure we are hurting the other person like they hurt us.
Are you serious?
Sometimes we hold on to those things because we don't know how to let go.
Come on.
Sometimes we hold on to things just because, what's the matter? Sometimes we hold on to things because we enjoy the attention that we get as a result of being hurt, which is, again, playing the victim. So we have a couple of different reasons why we don't want to, and then sometimes it's just because of the person. Like if you're in a marriage, and infidelity is always an issue, right? And you cannot trust your spouse, and you are tired of being hurt as a result of your spouse not being able to control themselves. Then sometimes that will allow you to say, well, I don't want to forgive them because I don't want to say that, well, I don't want to be hurt again, but if I forgive them, I feel like I'm going to say that the behavior was okay.
Ooh.
So let's be very clear. When you are forgiving somebody, you are not saying that the behavior was okay. That's first and foremost.
Right.
I see comments, and
our moderator stepped away.
So that's first and foremost. Just because you forgive somebody does not mean that what you're saying that they've done is okay. That's not true. And sometimes that will hold us from being able to move forward to say, hey, listen, I want to forgive. I want to move forward, but I don't want to say that it was okay of what they did to me because it wasn't okay.
Right.
That's not what we're saying. Questions, comments?
So let's say, what is a practical way to release?
Ooh, that's a good question.
That's a great question.
Ooh.
So a practical way to release is really being able to sit in the moment and being 100% honest with yourself.
Yes, and open.
And being 100% vulnerable with yourself.
Yeah.
When you're going through the forgiveness process, you have to really sit and feel the thing, right? We were, you sit and you feel it.
What do you mean by feel it, honey?
Every emotion, right? Sometimes when we, I remember.
What you remember?
Being, and this wasn't too long ago, but I just remember being, sometimes when we are in church or when we are in our faith, we feel like we aren't supposed to feel things. Like we feel like we aren't supposed to be angry because it's a sin. We feel like we aren't supposed to, be sad because, we shouldn't be sad because we have the joy of the Lord. We go through these different things inside of our mind that tell us that we cannot sometimes share our emotions, but you need to sit in that thing and feel it because we're human. So if you're mad, be mad, but don't stay mad.
Yeah.
If you're sad, be sad for that moment, but don't stay sad. You have a right to be able to go through the human emotions and the process that you're going through. Right. Just don't stay there.
Don't stay there.
Right? Don't stay there and die. Don't stay there.
Don't die there. Come on now.
Yeah, don't stay there and die there because you don't want to have your life end because of something that somebody else did.
Ooh.
Right there, you cannot control what somebody else does.
No, you can't.
So you have to choose whether or not you're going to forgive or you're not going to forgive. So you stay there, you feel it for that moment. And then you have to decide, okay, well, am I going to choose to forgive or not? And if you choose to forgive, then now you walk through that process and say, okay, listen, I'm not saying that what this behavior was okay or it was acceptable. And sometimes you don't even have to go to that person to say that you've forgiven them.
Right.
Because it's a heart condition.
Right.
When you forgive somebody, it's a heart posture.
Yeah.
So I'll share
Don't tell it, baby.
a most recent situation with me.
Oh,
I was working with this lady.
Yeah, nothing to do with me. I ain't do nothing
2
wrong
years
there.
ago,
Okay.
the height of COVID, working with this lady, we were remote, all this great stuff, and was working with a horrible manager. And everything that I tried to do, it just would not work out well. And so if you're a normal follower, you might remember this story because every time she would do something to mess with me, to mess with my career, to mess with anything, her daughter would get sick. And so I would intercede on behalf of her daughter because I realized that this was an attack, and I realized that she had no idea what she was doing to me or who she had no idea who she was messing with.
Touch not my anointing.
And so
Hallelujah.
because I realized that, I got frustrated in the moment, and if I could be 100% honest, I wanted to shank her. I wanted to virtually shank her.
Not prison terms. From
the office, I wanted to shank her. And so we got through the process. I ended up filing a complaint on her just because it got ridiculous. I filed a complaint, did what was necessary for me to be able to transition out of that space and not working with her anymore. And then 2 years, God set it up, gave me a blessing in disguise, another opportunity. It was phenomenal. And guess what God did recently? Literally 2 weeks ago, I am now working back again with that same manager. She's not my manager that's over me, supervising me, rating me, all that other stuff, but she has the opportunity we're working together. And immediately when I was just like, God, what in the heck are you doing? And he immediately said, it's a heart check. Because if I had not forgiven her for what she was trying to do to me, then immediately, I would see red. Immediately, I would be in my feelings. Immediately, I'd be like, I ain't helping her. I'd be like, assign it to somebody else. I would immediately go through all these different things. Now, I was 100% honest in my space and in my role. Yeah. She was like, I'm so looking forward to working with you again, Tamika. And I just laughed.
I'm not looking forward
to working with her. But as a result, is there something else on?
No, ain't nothing on.
Oh, can you put the pizza down, babes?
Y'all see, I can't even taste my own food. I can't taste my own, but you know what? I forgive you.
So as a result of going through that process, I was 100% honest. It was not a pleasant experience working with her. I had no animosity towards her. I'm still going to serve her in her department and serve them very well. But as a result, guess what?
No animosity.
There's no animosity in my heart whatsoever.
That's the key right there. And
so it was a heart condition. And so immediately when that took place, guess what God did? He removed her out of the equation where I don't even have to work with her anymore. But immediately it was a heart condition. Okay, are you still willing to be able to serve her well? Are you willing to be able to help her? Are you willing to be able to support her and to speak well of her? Are you willing to be honest? Are you willing to be vulnerable?
Are you willing?
I was willing to do all those things, but in honesty.
Come on.
There was nothing that was holding me back. So as you're going through this process, guess what? You might see that person again. You might experience that person again or another situation, but it's a heart posture. So God, how do I posture my heart to forgive this person?
Right.
How do I posture my heart, God, to still be able to, because guess what? They're still like God's children. God still created them. They're still like, everybody was made in his image. And so they are still his children. We have to then make a decision. So you have to make a decision. Once you accept the fact that you need to forgive somebody, you then need to make that decision. And then you need to go through the process of whatever you cannot control. Guess what? You can't control it.
Right.
If they acting a plum fool, you let them act a plum fool.
A plum one.
You can't control that. You can only control your behavior.
That's it.
So you choose whether or not you're going to walk in love. You choose whether or not you're going to walk in meekness. You choose whether or not he is kicking me in my ankle. You choose whether or not you want to be able to flow in the fruit of the spirit.
Hey, listen. Comments, questions, and things.
So I ask, is it okay to address the unforgiveness with the other person if the issue keeps occurring?
Well, yeah.
Oh yeah. Because it's accountability.
Exactly. Because for one, you have to let the person know. Okay, listen. The first time, first time I got you, I let it go, but you did it again. Okay, I didn't really say nothing this time, but now I'm really letting you know this hurt me. So yeah, but this is the thing.
And then you set boundaries.
Right. Thank you, honey.
Sorry.
No, you fine. You fine. Because when you set those boundaries, now you're letting them know.
Yeah.
Okay, now look, this how far I forgive you, but if you keep doing it again, now there might be some things that has to take place. But if I continue to hold on to the offense, because understand, if I hold on to the offense, that means I'm gonna always set up a defense. And so therefore now I'm now fully and heavily guarded. Why? Because of the offense of one. And so that's why when we begin to look at these things and begin to move, it's like, okay, you know what? Hey, such, you hurt me when you did this, but I'm releasing it. I forgive you, but I'm releasing it.
And let's make it very clear that if you don't, just because you forgive somebody doesn't mean that you have to be still in relationship with them. It doesn't mean that you still have to tolerate their foolishness. So like when you forgive somebody, like say that you are, for example, it's somebody that's toxic, right? Say it's a relative, say it's a friend, say it's somebody that, ooh, that looks so good, baby.
Y'all like that?
That's what I want.
That's what I call thin crust.
That's good. That looks good. So what I'm saying is you do not have to always stay in relationship with them in order to forgive them.
Do me a favor, there's hot coming down right here, so I don't want you to touch it.
Say that, sis.
Right, so I don't want anybody to misinterpret that. So yes, but it is a process for you to go through because the forgiveness and the healing process is for you. Do you know that forgiveness is a part of a healing process?
It is.
That is a healing process.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Yes, questions, comments.
Chef Earl said, I'll take 2 slices, please.
I know, that looks so good.
I got you, Slim.
And someone else asked, what would you do in order for things to be put into place?
For forgiveness? So again, you have to choose.
On the situation.
Well, you have to choose to forgive, number one, right? Once you decide that you're going to forgive that person, that means that every time the situation comes up, every time the situation relapses in your mind, every time you replay what took place and how it took place and who did it to you, you have to choose every time that comes up, okay, I'm choosing to forgive. I'm choosing not to hold an offense or holding that person to what they did to me. I am choosing not to hold them to something that they did to me. I'm just choosing that. So that's number one, right? After you go through that process to forgive, and then you set up boundaries. Hey, listen, like in order to do that, so in a friend circle that I have, right? So I don't keep a whole lot of friends. My circle stays small, but there were boundaries that I had to set around my space and around my time and around what we do. So as entrepreneurs, we give out lots of information, right? We give out lots of content and we love to help people. But when we see that we're just always being used, when we see that we're always being taken for granted, then guess what? That means that I have to set a boundary around that. So that means that, okay, I can't give you all of my space and all of my time every time that you decide that you want it. And you can't always just reach out to me every time you need something. That's setting a boundary. So then you got to go through the process to set a boundary. What boundary are you willing to set up? What boundary are you willing to hold yourself to and the other person to?
Right.
And then not only that, what are the consequences? I heard phenomenal. Oh my gosh, I just forgot her name that quick. Oh my goodness, what is her name, Jesus? Jesus. What is her name?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. I think it's Dr. Anita. I can't think of her name. God, and I want to give her credit.
Just say it, baby.
So I was recently, she's with Sarah Jakes a lot. I recently, I gotta find her name.
Y'all see that cheese pulling, Slim? That cheese is pulling.
But she recently, she basically, so if you don't set up the boundaries with consequences, it's just something that you're saying. So you have to make sure that you're setting up the boundaries with consequences. So if they do this again, then what?
Ooh.
If this happens again, then what? What are you going to hold the consequence to? And as a result, you have to make sure that you have the courage to be able to hold on to that consequence.
Right.
So it's slowly learning to set up boundaries without offending people. Then someone else said, I have a problem thinking about the situation I'm forgiving. I don't know how to stop thinking about the situation. And then someone asked, what would the consequences be?
Well, it depends on you. Like, it depends on
what your boundary is.
What your boundary is.
What you're not willing to tolerate no more.
Let me see if I can get this lady's name. I just want to make. I want to make sure I give credit.
Anita Baker? Anita Baker?
No, not Anita Baker.
No, baby, not Anita Baker. It's all right. We appreciate you.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I cannot. Dang it.
It's all good.
I can't think of her name right now. It just literally slipped my mind.
I'll tell you one thing about the slip your mind.
Dang it.
So, and that's the thing. When you said that, hey, that's what it is, right? Ooh, child, this is marriage takeover.
I can't.
So, I'm gonna ask you a question. Hey, for those of you that's joining tonight, who's in a relationship? Just go ahead and drop a 1 in the chat if you're in a relationship.
Okay, it just says Dr. Anita. Okay, so it just says Dr. Anita, but I can't.
If you're married or engaged, let me say it like that one. If you're married and engaged,
wait,
just drop a 1 in the chat.
I do want to go back to the boundary.
I got you. But I'm just saying, if you're married and engaged, just drop a 1 in that joint. Slim, I'm about to eat.
Is that yours?
Yeah.
You can have my chicken. I'll take the pepperoni.
What? You better eat this food.
What? I don't want the chicken. I want the pepperoni.
I thought you were going to make everything pizza.
Oh, I can still do that. I can still do that. I got time. Charlotte, what you doing?
I'm just getting pepperoni pizza.
Y'all see what I gotta deal with?
So, yeah. So, with the boundary and setting up that boundary. So, what would be a healthy boundary for you all? Right? Sit down and have that conversation.
Look at that pool. Look at that pool.
Oh
woo, my goodness.
If you are still in relationship with the person that you are trying to forgive, sit down and have that conversation. It doesn't have to be just you, but what is that healthy boundary for you?
Yo, that pool sick. Did y'all see that?
Really, babes?
Hmm?
Y'all, every day. What is that healthy boundary for you? I'm trying to think of a boundary that we created recently. What would be a boundary that we created recently? Is that a red onion that's in the thing that's like that?
No, it's going in the refrigerator. I just set it over there.
Oh.
You can pick it later.
Okay. What's a boundary we recently set, Boo? Or when we were going through the forgiveness process? Oh, I'll tell you a boundary. So when Eric was addicted to porn and he confessed he did all of that stuff just because he was trying to come out of that space. For me, it was like a gut check. But when I went through the process to say that I was going to actually forgive, I set up boundaries then. And those boundaries, what did I do, babes?
I don't remember.
We set up the boundaries around just kind of what was being watched on the computer. And if he were to go through that process again, the consequences was, okay, like, hey, listen, like, we're not going to keep doing this. Like, if you want change, you want help, if you get to that point, then you need to probably see somebody. Because if somebody is repeatedly committing adultery, there is something wrong. It's not just like there's a sexual addiction, there is a lust, like there is something that is taking place inside of them that they really cannot control.
Right. There's something that's unspeakable. Like for me, I know one of the boundaries was, it's like, listen, I mean, we're gonna have to have sex. Period. Excuse me.
But we can't do that all the time.
But what we set up the boundary was because we actually talked about it.
Right.
Didn't y'all also set the boundary of like how often y'all would have sex?
We did. So we established how often we would have this, like how often we would come together. And how often, and just because we're live, and I don't know what's going to be censored, so we would often have how we would come together,
shake the bed,
and we would worship.
Yes,
right?
hallelujah.
So we came together and we said, okay, this is how often we had to bend. Both of us had to bend. This is how often we'll come together and we'll worship. And hey, listen, if I don't do this, or if you don't do this, then we got to come together and have a meeting of the minds and like let's talk about what's going to take place as a result of that. That doesn't mean that you get to go back and watch porn. No, that means that we got to sit down and we got to have a conversation. That means that we have to do something differently. That means that we have to get up and try something new, right? That worship is not always just penetrating. Yes.
So instead of boundary that I said recently is not inviting folks to dinner that only want food to go. Those people are takers, never give or never add value to your situation or life. Mm-hmm. And then someone else said, "Come on."
So hold on. Sorry. Can we come to dinner? I mean, because if the food good, I'm gonna want something to go. I'm just need to just tell me. I'm sorry.
I mean, to be fair, you've already had what you good, so I think.
Or even just takers in your life. Sometimes we give so much of ourselves that we really need to set boundaries around who's really taking, who's contributing in our life, who is showing up in our life, who is celebrating us without doing anything else. and setting that boundary around them. All right, now we might need to see them maybe once a month or once a quarter. Yes.
Someone else said, I'm too focused on the consequence and keep bringing it up that I can't forgive.
Oh, because you're seeking
That's
payback.
so good. That is so good. Well, and I
but that person seeks pay now because when you now that is a right here because you're seeking payback.
Well, not only payback, but it could also be just because you're hurting so bad.
But that's what I'm saying.
And so as a result of that hurt and that pain, it's just like, I really want to move forward, but I can't. And it's also fear.
The fear of letting go.
I really want to move forward, but if I move forward and forgive, what if?
It happens again.
It happens again. What if they do this again? What if that takes place again? Or what if it's worse next time?
Can I be honest with you real quick? So this was me, and I'm not, granted, I'm not so heavily minded to I'm no earthly good. Somebody just put down the earth in the chat. Put down the earth in the chat for me. But the one thing when I had to deal when we went through our issue, I had to ask myself, but then this is exactly what the Spirit of the Lord told me. He says,
I'm trying, but I think we're going to be talking for a longer time.
He says, how many times have I, as in Christ, how many times have I went to the cross? And I was like, once. And he was like, exactly, for everything. And he said, guess what? For you, I will do it again. He said, so guess what? If they hurt you, if they do it to you again, he said, don't hold on to what I've already died for. I said, God told mine no. I said, well, Lord, if it happens again, we might come to fisticuffs. Then I'm gonna let it go.
And then you have to come to a decision. So as you're walking through the fear, set up we call it fear setting. Set up like, okay, so if it happens again, then what? And if that happens again, then what? If that happens again, then what? Because guess what, sis, you're going to survive. Guess what, bro? You're going to survive. You're going to overcome this. So if that happens, then what?
Survivor.
Yes. Questions, comments?
Huh?
I said sis or bro. Two different scenarios.
And they said, yeah, it's a what if that gets me. I'm scared.
Yeah.
I'm mad. I want him to be miserable because I am.
Yeah.
But you know what though?
And
Wait. Let her finish.
I'm sorry. Please finish.
This is a personal question, but let's say you meet your kingdom at a young age and y'all been together for a while. I think this is time the rest of the question. But
okay, give us part B when you come in.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and it's really and sis, I feel you because I will tell you, like my dad and I, we're good now. We have a good relationship now, but I held on with bitterness and so long, and even with Eric with porn. Let's take it back to that. I had a fear of, okay, if it happens again, then what? Then I had the fear of not being valued, not being enough. Like, why would you go and do that if I'm here and I'm enough? But you know what I did through that forgiveness process? Once I made that decision that I was going to forgive, it was like a come hell or high water situation. So come hell or high water, listen, I gotta love me. So if that does take place again, guess what? That's not my issue because I'm not controlling that. That's a self-control issue. That's his issue. And I had to start loving myself enough to know that I was worth it. To know that I was worthy of being loved, worthy of somebody loving me and caring for me. And guess what? If that took place again, then guess what, Tamika? It's something else. It's another blow. But guess what? I'm a firm believer that anything that takes place, it always is there to make you stronger. So then you have to make a decision. Okay, are we going to continue to walk in fear, or are we going to be able to walk in love and abundance? Because I can't control it, but guess what? Guess who sees all, who knows all, who does all? God does. And so I'm washing my hands of it because I don't want to have to look in his phone, have to look in the computer, have to follow up behind him to see what he's doing every second, every minute of the day, because I want to live my life. And he's got to make a choice whether or not he's going to choose that life with me or without me. And I thank God he chose with me. And so it was a growth process for him. And through that growth process, we both grew together. But this is, and this is why I love our membership so much, because we don't focus on just the marriage. We focus on us internally. Internally, we focus on the person. We focus on why we're carrying the hate, why we're carrying the shame, why we're carrying the fears, and being able to get beyond that.
Come on, girl.
Because you are amazing.
Yeah.
You are wonderful.
Yeah.
And not only has this situation rocked you, but it's probably being carried from childhood, from some situation. If you could think back the very first time that somebody betrayed you, that somebody violated you, that somebody did something to you, offensive to you, that you held on to that, or you were like, why they do that? So now you feel like you have to now go and protect yourself. So as a part of protecting yourself, now you have this fear of, oh, well, what if this? Well, what if it does happen again?
Whoa.
Are you strong enough?
All right.
What if it does happen again? Do you still love yourself? What if it does happen again? Are you going to stop and stay there?
Come on.
What if it does happen again?
Say that.
And start thinking about, okay, well, if this does happen again, then I'll do this. Or if it does happen again, then I can do this.
Right.
Thinking of the solutions. How would you feel if? And knowing that you're stronger to be able to survive and to overcome. And then you set up those, so your boundaries are there because you're loving on you.
Mm-hmm.
And you're setting up a standard to say that, hey, listen, I love you. I am in love with you. But this standard, this boundary that I am raising up, that I am setting up, this is to say that I'm loving me enough to say that I'm no longer going to accept that behavior.
I'm no longer. I forgot the lyrics. Sorry.
I don't even know what you're trying to say.
She's stuffing her mouth, so I can't hear. What's the word?
Yeah. So I hope that helps. And even as you're going through that process, it's just take it one step at a time. But I promise you, sis, when you start loving you, and you start accepting you for who you are,
come on.
When you start saying, you know what, I'm better than this, when you start saying that I can do things just because I want to do things, when you start doing things as a result.
Hey, somebody put in the chat, I'm better than this. Oh, come on here now. Woo! Don't put it in the chat, I am better than this.
When you start doing that, then what takes place is you don't focus on what they're doing.
Woo.
You don't focus on what you don't focus on the fears.
Come on.
Because now you're able to set in on the faith and the possibilities of what could be.
Hey, listen, you know what the songwriter said? I'm no longer a slave to fear. Why is that? Because I am a child of God. Hey, watch out. Because I am better than this. Woo. Come on. Somebody put that in the chat. I'm about to run with this. I am better than this. My God. Listen. Woo. Listen. When you know that you are better than this, we can let things go. Because why? Because whom the Son set free is what?
Free indeed.
And so you can't allow fear to hold you from the greatness that is set before you. My God, because I am better than this. I'm sorry, y'all got to excuse me. I feel like I'm not over nobody's food. I'm right here.
You over my food, baby.
Y'all see, somebody pray. Somebody wave your hands right now. Somebody put the wave emoji in the in the chat.
Baby.
Listen, y'all, that's the thing. Listen. Because when you begin to understand, when you begin to see,
Jesus, Lord bless this food. Take all impurities out.
Somebody bless the food.
Amen.
Bless the praise, Lord. But because when you begin to recognize, understand, unforgiveness holds us back. Mm-hmm. But when I can forgive, I love how Paul said. Paul said, "For I lay aside every weight that so easily beset us, and I press towards the mark of the high call." Listen. How about this? You can run faster when you're not carrying weights. Because when you drop the weight, come on, just somebody say it with me. I am better than this. Woo-hoo, glory. I
mean, we're able to think clearly. Like, there's so much stuff locked up in our psyche, in our mind, in our heart, in our spirit. And once we start to forgive, it just starts to pour out. It's a healing process. It's a purging.
Purge me, oh God.
When you go through the forgiveness process, you are purging yourself of all those things that are toxic. You're purging yourself.
Come on.
It's a healing process.
Good.
And it takes time. So even if you're struggling with it now, this is not a condemnation.
No.
This is just okay, if that happens, then what?
Listen.
Because it's the fear that's allowing you to hold on to what took place.
One more time. One more time. So, because see, somebody, you got to begin to say this thing to yourself. I am better than this. Glory. Why? You can't hold me from what's in me. Come on now. You got to release that thing. How do I release it? I choose. I choose to work through this process. I choose to be better. I choose to not allow that hurt me then not hurt me now. Because if it hurt me then, I'm doing nothing but carrying the hurt. I choose to walk in my healing. I choose. Why? Because I'm better than this. Comment. Woo, glory. Y'all got to excuse me. I done cooked and I'm ready to run.
We got the model.
Huh?
Only one night though.
Say what?
Have y'all heard the new Ty Tribbett, Only One Night? Oh, that thing blessed my soul yesterday. Me and baby girl, only one night though. Yeah. So it's when you're there, it's only one night. Don't stay there. Only one night.
Why is that? Because weeping may endure for a night, but I'm better than this comes in the morning.
Yeah.
Come on now. I'm sorry. I'm about to run. I don't know about you. But I'm going to have to wake up and tell my own self, I am better than this. Why? Come on, listen. When you begin to look at your Bible, when you begin to look at, do not fear is mentioned 365 times in the Bible. That means God is reminding you every day, do not fear.
Yeah.
Why? Because he knows that you are better than this.
Yeah.
Y'all got to excuse me.
Yeah.
Listen. Hey, somebody put in the chat. Do not fear because I'm better than this.
Yeah.
Glory. Moderator, put that in the chat for me.
And it's absolutely a choice. Like every single day, like somebody just drop it inside of the IG. It's a choice every day.
Glory.
So that's why I said earlier, whenever you think about it, you have to be like, okay, I know that situation took place, and then do this. Whenever you start thinking about that thing, whenever that thing comes up in your psyche, what did you learn from that situation? Start looking at what you learned. I learned this from that situation. I learned that from that situation. Yeah, okay, it hurt me, it rocked me, it shook me, but I learned this from that situation, and I'm choosing to forgive. I'm choosing not to hold this person to the offense from doing what they did to me. I'm choosing to let them go. I'm choosing not to hurt them because they hurt me. I'm choosing that, and every day we have to choose because it's going to come back up.
Choose this day. And
if you live with them, it's going to be the worst because now you got to see them every day.
Feel that joint, Slim. Come on,
and every time it looks like, oh man, they did this again. Or
Come
every
on,
time,
Jesus.
And what will take place a lot of times is sometimes the enemy or our own mind sometimes, because the inner me is sometimes the enemy, right? Your inner self is sometimes your enemy. So you will even sometimes think about what took place or create this, I call it an Emmy Award-winning movie inside of your own mind when certain signs look like that or appear to be like that, and then you bring it all back up again, and they're like, "Man, I didn't even do nothing."
Y'all like that?
Y'all like that? And then your spouse is like, because they are getting the condemnation, because they're getting all the stuff, they're like, "Man, I might as well just went ahead and did it." Ooh. And then that'll take you and spin it into something else because now they're mad. Now they got you rolled up because they're like, "Well, you don't even trust me." Well, it's a process of you building that trust back up together.
Come on.
But it's all a cycle. It is a toxic cycle that somebody has to break.
Oh, you saying something today. You saying something.
That movie, but 99% of the time is not right because we cannot see the future.
Right.
Any comments?
We can't see the future or sometimes the past. Like we aren't, or the present.
We can't see the present because we still stuck on the past. Ooh, come on here. Will you come on? Ooh, y'all know me. Y'all know me. You might as well go ahead and say it because I'm better than this.
Right.
Any comments?
Listen, Realtor Angela Thompson said, "Y'all preaching tonight. Hey sis, I ain't seen you in a minute. It's so good to see you." And we are not related.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Can you see her for real?
Huh?
Can you see her? Or you see her name? Which one?
I see her name.
I haven't talked to her in a minute.
I know, I haven't, because we used to chat like
we got you.
during COVID. We used to chat on social media
we got you.
because we're realtors. We had the same last name.
But we got you. We got you.
So what if one of you was willing to move forward and the other person wants to keep holding on to the hurt? That's so good.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. But
that
guess what?
Is so good.
But guess what? When you are letting go and the other person, because listen, I'm gonna be honest with you, right here with us, I was holding on to some hurt, but she had decided to let go.
When I tell you he was being a complete butt wipe, I mean,
listen,
butt
whoa, time out.
I can't say what I want to say.
Time out.
But
hey,
you were.
But guess what though? I'm better than this.
Right.
Glory,
so even in that process, you still have to choose every day, because what you're doing is you're not choosing to move on as a result, of your spouse. You're choosing to move on because you want to be better. You're choosing to move on because you want to honor God with your life. You're choosing to move on because you want to make sure that you are showing up as the best version of who you are.
Right.
And as a result, your spouse will eventually come around. Now, it might take a while, right, but they will eventually come around.
But guess what's taking place? You are literally sanctifying your household by moving forward. That's why they're going to come around. Why? Because they ain't going to lie. Sanctifying your spice, it's a grind. It is a grind. It requires patience. But you still have to choose every day to move forward. I don't care if you got to wake up every morning. I don't care if you got to wake up every morning and tell yourself, hey, do not fear, cause I am better than this. I'm going to keep moving. Why? Because I know that yet there's still greatness. I know that because I'm moving forward and I choose to be better, guess what? Guess what? That means I am saving who's following me. Come on here, Jesus. Because. Why? Because now they're looking at my life as a testament to letting go. Come on. Why? Because if I can see that God is beginning to pour out on you because you chose to let go, guess what happened with me? Because she chose to let go, I saw God pouring out on her. So guess what I did? I said, you know what? I got to let this go. Why? Because I know I'm better than this. Well, I have to let it go. Why? Because it cannot hold me no more from what has been destined before me. I got to let this go. Why? Because someone needs to know how to let it go. Let me stop right now. Why? Because I'm better than this.
I feel Travis Green. Is it Travis Green? Who is it? I let it go. All my fears and I let it go. Who is that?
I don't know, girl. Y'all know me. I get lost when she sings.
I can't think of the person's name. But
hey,
yes, I let it go. And there's somebody who's commenting on TikTok too. And they keep saying, so you've been married to your king for
25
no, you've been with your king your kingdom spouse for a long time, but as a result, like you wanted to know whether or not you should get married for it to. It's like we don't have the full question in. So if you could just finish typing in the rest of the question, we can make sure that we answer that question for you.
So listen, I'm gonna tell you this though. Hey, what was that? Was that hey?
I don't know. I didn't see.
Hold on, let me pull it out.
What you doing?
I'm trying. There we go. And know that you're better than that feeling that's trying to control. That hey, yeah. That's what's up, Compton. You know that. You know that. You are better. Listen, you are just like you said. You are better than that thing that is trying to hold you and control you. That's the thing you got to know. Why? Because when he rose with all power in his hand. Right. Therefore, he has given you what? The keys. The keys to the kingdom. The keys to victory. The keys to what? To know that you are better than this.
Yeah. And like I said, it's like, what is your unforgiveness costing you? Because it's absolutely costing you something. It's costing you from being able to move forward inside of all the goodness and the greatness that God has for your life. It's costing you something. How long are you going to hold on to the unforgiveness, and what is it costing you? Yeah, he's so silly. What happened?
Aaliyah got she got sauce on her screen.
Oh,
hey,
moderator.
On
her screen or my screen?
So this one thing I really listen. I really want, if you are holding on to unforgiveness.
Is that your screen or my screen?
It don't matter, baby. Stick to the.
Listen.
Hey, I gotta ask y'all a question. Who right now feels victory just by knowing that you are better than this? Huh? Ooh. Come on now. Hey, Compton, you got to get out my mind because you're right. Don't allow it to cost you your kingship. Don't allow it to cost you your queenship. Come on here. I'm gonna let that alone.
I love it.
I'm gonna let that alone.
Yes.
Woo.
I love it. Don't allow it to cost you because it's costing you something right now. So don't allow it to keep holding you to your past. Yes. Questions, comments.
I can't believe you just got here 5 minutes ago.
Someone said, words of wisdom. Love what you have before life teaches you to love what you lost.
Phil, that's you talking, Phil. What it do, Phil? What's good? I ain't seen you in a minute, though. It's been, I appreciate you stopping by.
What you say?
He said, words of wisdom. Love what you have before life teaches you to love what you lost.
That's true. That's good. That's good.
And then someone else said,
speak up, baby. Speak up.
Someone else said, know that you're better than that feeling that's trying to control you. And then
This is awesome. Y'all, this is good. This is my everything pizza tonight. I got thin crust and thick crust. Which one you want?
What if the other person only wants to move on to get over the situation, but they don't really care?
That is not your dealing. Because that's what that piece where it comes in. Hold on, let me finish clearing my food out of my mouth.
Before I have all kind of particles in my wig.
Because I just saw one of my pepperonis fly over like this.
All in my wig, y'all.
It flew over. And so this is the thing, because when you release, you have to remember, all I can do is just pray for you. Honey, why you step out the screen? Okay, get behind me then. Come on, stand over here.
Why you doing the oven?
Because the thing is that it boils down to that part to now, they have to choose. Because see, this is that part that I love when it comes down to marriage, because if you do not choose, that means that I can still pray for you that you will choose to be better. Because guess what? Everybody's not gonna reach that same place that you've reached at the same time. Now, does it happen? It do happen. Because we didn't reach that same place at the same time. Yeah. She let go first. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. She let go first. Then I let go of. Because listen, again, like I said, when I began to recognize that I was better than this, it was. Listen, she cannot stay in the shot to save her life, right? It was because of the example that she set. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because when I got to understanding that I was better than this, then I began to let it go. I began to choose to release it. And I even told her, I said, you know what? I released it. I told her I released it. And from that moment, listen, our marriage like strictly accelerated.
Yeah.
When we both released that joint, it accelerated. And we began to go, listen, the things that we were talking about was held up because we was holding on. Well, it got to the point I was holding on to the past. No, it didn't matter what it was. It was that I was holding on to the things that would easily besetting me. It easily beset, meaning it was quick, it slowed me down easily. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. You got to make sure is that you just got, as long as you choose and leave the other person to God. Don't matter how many shots, because I threw a lot of shots at her. I threw a lot of shots. Some of them joints should have been crippling. Was I wrong? Yes. Yes, it was wrong. And listen, I said, girl, you got some.
God dealt with him.
You got some endurance because
I didn't have to deal with him, and it made me stronger. And it got me to the feet of Jesus quicker. And I knew where to go for my help and for my refuge. Like I knew what, and then guess what? It even started to show me the things that God had set up for me in my life. Had I not been able to endure that, guess what? I'd be on, when it's time, I wouldn't be able to deal or to handle how other people talk about me, or to handle or to deal with rejection or all the other things that come my way as darts. So God was preparing me.
For what's to come.
For what was to come.
Great. Comments?
Yes. As you just took a bite of pizza. We cannot be eating during kitchen conversation.
Hey, well, tell her she like, yeah, I'm gonna hook up some pizza tonight, yo.
So that's the trick of the enemy. Always wants you to focus on the hurt so you don't see or know that you're better than that.
Right.
And then they said you're really not enjoying life when you walk in unforgiveness. Unforgiveness is.
You said what? You're really not what?
You're really not enjoying life when you walk in unforgiveness.
Oh,
that's
yes,
right.
That's true.
That's showing up the truth.
They said unforgiveness is the key that unlocks a new level of. I didn't mean forgiveness, but they said it's the key that unlocks a new level of love and peace in life.
Yeah.
And
It
then,
does.
Yeah, they meant forgiveness. And then so I said, okay, we're talking about past
the pizza. Hey, that joint good, Slim. That joint good.
Yeah.
And then someone else asked, but how did y'all truly release it? Like, what were the steps that y'all took?
I'm telling you, I chose.
Honestly, I made a choice.
Like, and I don't want to say this lightly because I've been there. Like, when people say that you got to forgive, it's okay. How do you forgive? And honest to, like, no lie, I just woke up one day and made a decision. I'm not entertaining that anymore.
Right.
I'm not holding on to this anymore. I'm not fooling with this anymore. I'm not holding a grudge anymore. I'm not choosing to hurt him for hurting me. I'm not choosing to walk in the fear of what if he does this again. I really woke up one day and just made that decision. Like, that was all I did. And every time it came up, every time a thought came up in my mind, every time he threw jabs, like every time he did things to, like, really, like, he was doing stuff to deliberately
I ain't lying. She ain't lying.
get at me.
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
And
I did.
I made the decision,
Ooh, look at that pull. Look at that pull.
we're not even entertaining that right now. Like, we are so not entertaining that. I just made the decision. Honest to God, I made a decision.
And it's a choice that you got to make every day.
And I made it every single day. Every time he got slick up at the mouth and I wanted to punch him in the throat.
Every time,
made the decision. I'm not going to entertain it.
Every time I wanted to sweet footer.
I made a decision. I'm not going to entertain it. I made a decision. Tamika, you need to move past this. I made a decision. Okay, I'm not going to hold on to this grudge. I made a decision. Yeah, that hurt me. Yeah, I don't deserve this. Yeah, I don't. And I mean, I just made a decision.
Right. Give me a 2. Put a 2 in the chat if you speak life into yourself every morning while you're looking in the mirror. Just give me a 2 in the chat if you speak life into yourself every morning. Give me a 2. I'm going to give you some time to put it in there because I want to go ahead and break it down real quick. Comments while they put in 2s.
Someone said, hey, how are you doing?
What it do, Slim?
And someone said, I just told my wife this today. Forgiveness is letting go of the hurt. And then someone said, some of us have never been taught how to forgive.
Yeah.
Or never seen forgiveness at work in our lives.
Yeah.
And people put 2s in the chat.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Someone else said, worrying doesn't fix tomorrow's problems. Worrying doesn't fix tomorrow's troubles. It only takes away today's peace.
That's good.
And then they also put in a 2. And then someone else said, I'm trying to forgive him, but who is the reason? So they're blaming somebody when it's not really their fault, it's someone else's fault. But that's like the anger start.
Well, you still got to let it go. Go ahead.
And someone said that I don't believe myself when I do it. How did y'all start to believe it?
Oh, is it? Oh, can we take a pause right there on that one?
Yeah.
Okay. This is okay, go ahead. Continue. Continue.
He said, E-Rock, I made the cinnamon honey butter. It was good and my son loves it. Thank you.
Aww.
I got you, Slim. I got you.
Love it.
And someone else said, indeed, and I'm a new subscriber. See you all. Keep shining and many blessings.
Oh, awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome. Hey,
Thank you.
so this is can I go now? Can I do it?
Maybe one more. Okay, so we are a mist that is only here for a short time and then we vanish. I ain't got time to waste.
You're right. I ain't got time to waste.
Yeah.
But this is how you do that thing. Every morning, when I begin to choose, because I speak life into myself every day. That's when I was telling myself, I choose to release this. I choose to forgive. I choose to release the offense. I choose. Why? Because I'm better than this. I'm better than this and there's great things ahead. I can't allow this to hold me. So you got to choose every day and speak life into it. Because, go ahead.
And also, I think where not only speaking the life into it, because sometimes we can speak it and we can like the old saying and the old cliche is fake it till you make it. But I really believe that you cannot fake forgiveness.
Right, you can't fake that.
Right, you really have to love yourself.
Right.
And I think the moment that you shift
and walk in
to love yourself,
and walk in,
then you will start to believe that you're better. Because somewhere along where life has served you, you feel like you're not worth anything better.
Ooh, that's good, mama. You better
and as a result of you feeling like you're not worth better, then you can't believe what you're speaking. You can't believe the possibilities outside of this. You can't believe that this won't happen again. That's where the fear is coming from. That's where all those things are coming. So you have to get to the root of why something and someone and somebody told you that you weren't worth something. Pull that from the root of hell, uproot that thing and take it out, and then start the healing process to now start loving on yourself. Because you really are worth it. And that was a trick of the enemy. And it lets me know that if you are even feeling that right now, then that means that God's got something so much greater and so much more powerful than what you can even fathom or imagine right now. Because Satan came to plant that seed in you when you were young.
Come on.
And as a result of you going throughout life,
into the spirit now,
as a result of you going throughout life, now everything that you have, every experience is tied to the worth that you now think that you aren't worthy enough of.
Come on now.
And if God didn't have something greater, the enemy would not have come to make you feel that way. What? So the fact that you are feeling that way and it's rooted deep down in you somewhere,
right,
then that means we got to go get it, pull it up from the roots.
Listen.
And pull it out so that you can then start the healing process, start to walk in your calling and your purpose, start to loving yourself and really living and becoming the best version of who God created for you to be.
Listen, I want you to do me a favor. You know who we talking to. And I want you to put this thing down in the chat. We've been doing it all day. I want you to go every day. I want you to tell yourself, I'm better than this. That thing hit me again. I'm better than this. It don't even matter it does not matter what it look like, because guess what? When I release you from wanting to hurt you for hurting me, when I release you from that, guess what? I'm better than this. Why? Because everything that you tried to take me out failed. Why? Because I'm better than this. So you got to know that you are worth it. Oh, come on here, Jesus. You are worth it. I want you to, type in the chat, I'm worthy. Don't put it in the chat, I am worth it. Come on now. Put it in the chat, I'm worth it. Hallelujah. My God. I don't mean to sound, y'all got me started. That's y'all got me started. Go ahead.
So I just want to speak to the young lady or the young man that is feeling that way. Okay, before we do that, questions, comments.
Hey, what you say now? Everything that tried to break me broke. Oh. Come on now. Why? Because when you're better than this, don't even matter what tried to come against you, it breaks. Why? Because I'm better than this. Why? Because I have victory. Can somebody put victory in the chat? Somebody draw victory in the chat. Somebody draw victory in the chat. Why? Because it does not even matter. It doesn't matter. You tried your hardest to break me, but it couldn't. It didn't work. Why is that? Because I'm better than this. Listen, y'all know I get so excited. The food cold. I done had me a couple of pieces, and my daughter done ate. I think my wife getting ready to put it back in the oven. She done turned the oven off so I can't heat it up.
So when let's see here.
What's that?
There was a comment.
It's like 8. It's like
I know.
past 8.
We about to leave. But I just wanted to address. There was one young lady, young man, one about dealing with the family, right? And we cannot control others. We just can't. Right. We can't change anybody else. We can't think of we just cannot control anybody else. We can't control their behaviors. We can't control their patterns. We cannot control Honey, your phone, your battery is low. I cannot believe.
Listen, that thing been on the charge.
You did not charge it. I guess we supposed to be done anyway, right? Hold on, IG. IG, are you back? We might lose IG. I don't know how much your battery has left. But we can't control other people. We can't control their behaviors, their reactions, their motives, what they do. And so even when dealing with your in-laws, dealing with your own family, dealing with your own people, it's when we're holding on to something and we don't deal with that thing,
right?
It does bleed out over your marriage. It does bleed because you do. You take it out on your spouse. You take it out on the person that's closest to you.
It bleeds out.
You take it out on your children. You take it out on your family. You take it out on your friends. And without, subconsciously, you take it out on somebody else, and it's normally the person that's closest to you.
Right.
So then what you have to figure out and get to the root is, like, why am I holding on to this unforgiveness? What have they said or done that has offended me? And acknowledge that, number one. Then acknowledge the fact that you need to forgive yourself for allowing it to happen, when it happened, how it happened. And then you need to then go through the process of, okay, choosing. Okay, I can't change them. Like, if they're going to be a plum fool, they're going to be a plum fool. Like, I just cannot, if somebody else is not living up to the standard of life or the values that I've set, that I have for my life, I can't change them.
Right.
I can't do any of that. So you have to love them for who they are. And if that means that you have to love them from a distance, and you love them from a distance, if that means that you can't love them from a distance, and you love them through the process of being able to tolerate them and say, in the process, God, help me shift my heart posture, God, that I can see them how you see them.
Right.
And not see them in the offense that they've done to me.
Ooh, girl, you done said a lot right there. You done said a lot right there.
Because through that process, what we then do is, because we aren't able to sometimes do that in and of ourselves, so we got to shift our heart posture, and we just got to ask God for help, like all the time asking God for help. And it's not an easy process.
Come on.
Let me say that. And maybe that's why a lot of people don't want to go through the forgiveness process, because you're going to have to work to forgive.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to have to die to self every day to forgive. It is a process.
Right.
And so have grace throughout the process, but don't sit intentionally in the midst to say, I don't want to forgive, or I choose not to forgive.
Right.
Because what you're doing is even being able to love them through, like, you see people and you see them for who they are, but you still love them.
You still love them.
You know they're crazy, but I still love them.
Yeah.
They're crazy, God, you help them. They're crazy, and God, you know how their hearts are. And so the more that you start living your life of God and you allow your light to shine, guess what? Maybe they'll change because they see you and be like, you know what? I do this person wrong all the time. I do this to try to mess up their marriage. I do this to try to mess up their relationship. I do all this stuff, and they still show me some love. They still show me some grace. They still, you know what? Maybe I really need to live my life right. Because the whole purpose of us living on this earth is for our light to shine so that God can be glorified. People can figure out, what must I do to be saved? Like, we are on assignment for a bigger purpose than what we are. Like, it's not about you at the end of the day, sis. It's not about me at the end of the day. It's not about you, bro, at the end of the day. It's not about Eric at the end of the day. It really is about God.
It's about
and how are we living our life on this earth for God, that he will be glorified? It ain't easy every day. We walk in this flesh. We live in this flesh. And the more we are living in the flesh and of the flesh and not dying to the flesh, guess what? It's harder and harder.
Yeah, come on now.
So we got to get to a place in our life where, God, I know I ain't perfect, but God, I'm just asking that you shift my heart posture.
Yeah, man. Your relationship is so serious.
Because if they mama or they daddy say one more thing,
it's on and popping.
I'm coming across their face.
Yeah, we come
But
across.
God, shift my heart posture so that when they say the thing, when they do the thing, that God, you stop them in their tracks. That God, when they see that thing, they do that thing, that God, you let them humble their hearts, God, pierce their hearts, because hurt people hurt people. And broke people break people.
Come on now.
There is a reason why somebody is constantly hurting you. There is a reason why somebody is constantly taking digs at you. There's a reason why somebody is constantly messing with you.
Come on.
The moment I figured that out, it changed the whole game. It ain't got nothing to do with me. It's the hurt that you walking around with. It's the hurt and the blame and the guilt and the shame that you got going on that you're now projecting out on me. And so I'm going to do the best that I can do to say, God, I shift my heart posture for you to have your way in my life. So however you can be glorified in me and then through me, then Lord, let that light shine. I don't always get it right. Please don't get me wrong. But I've learned how to lean more and more every single day.
Hallelujah.
So that when that thing rises up, I ain't as petty as I used to be.
I've learned how to lean.
When that thing rises up, I don't get slick up at the mouth like I used to.
When it rises up now.
And then when it starts coming, I realize more quickly, it's not about me. They're hurting.
When it starts coming,
there's something that they've been dealing with that they're now projecting that on me, and it ain't even my fault. So God, you heal them where they had that empty void. You mend the broken heart, God, that you restore them, God, that you would be able to use me as an example in their life for my light to be able to shine bright.
Heal them, oh God. Hallelujah.
And that's Kitchen Conversations, y'all. It's 8:15.
My.
We love y'all.
I thank God.
We appreciate you all so much.
For today.
Last questions and comments.
Because the God that I serve, He's worthy.
Last questions and comments.
I thank God.
It's hard to forgive. I confront all people when it's upon me, and I let them know I'm not the one.
And that's fine for you to let them know it's not you're not the one.
Don't carry it.
Just don't carry it. That's fine. I ain't telling nobody to be no punk.
No,
I ain't telling nobody to be no punk.
Cause we sure ain't.
and the beauty of meekness is being strong in your humility.
Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all, if you all would like to stay connected with us, I'm gonna tell you, I got something for you. We have a free. Hold on one second. I'm gonna get this out. We have a free ebook on our website. So you're gonna have to. You can't do it on your phone, but you're gonna have to go to the website.
On a desktop,
on your desktop,
or a tablet.
And
we ain't figured it out on the phone yet, y'all.
Yeah, we ain't yet. And go ahead and get that free book.
It's a free book up in the left-hand corner side, and you click that, and you can get the free download.
Right, and do the free download so you can join our so that you won't miss anything. You get the free download. Yes, we'll have your email address so that we keep you abreast of everything that we have coming down the pipe. Because we have a few online trainings that's getting ready to that we're getting ready to roll out, and it's talking about forgiveness is the first one. This is where we're gonna really break it down. Because even with that one, for those that are in if you like what you want to be in the membership, man, that thing is a whole nother piece. So even on the web, you gotta look, scroll down a little bit. You can also join the membership as well.
And you are so welcome, Angela the Realtor. Thank you so much for joining and for tuning in tonight.
Hey,
we appreciate you.
She missed you, so we missed you. Hallelujah.
Yeah, it's good to see you.
Hey, just one more time for me. Can we put it in the chat? Y'all know, you know what I'm getting ready to say.
I see comments and stuff coming in that I'm.
The moderator said, "Give me a minute. Give me a minute."
We're trying to tell y'all we had comments.
Go ahead.
Dad kept talking. Yeah, we see comments coming in.
Anyway, someone asked if y'all did in-person meetups and stuff.
Actually, we do. But
so the weather is breaking, y'all. It's getting good. So we are looking to do an in-person meetup in Dallas, Texas, in North Carolina, in of course the DMV, Maryland,
Virginia, and DC.
Yeah, and
Pennsylvania.
I also want to know if you did in-person sessions.
Yes,
we do.
We do.
Yeah, if you message us or if you go to the website, you can go ahead and you can book online. And also the link in our bios. There's a link tree there. You can book a session there, and you can meet us in person, or if you can meet us virtually if you're not in the Maryland, DC metropolitan area.
You know what?
And you can join the membership as well. We are I am so proud of the women. And actually the men too.
I'm about to say,
the men are showing up.
Hey, hold on. Hey, is anybody from the membership on? Hey,
the men are showing up.
Give me 100 if you in the membership. If you
and not only are they showing up, but they're doing the work. And that's what this journey is about. You making sure that you're doing the self work so that you can be the best versions of you. Because when you're the best version of you, then you show up as the man, as the woman, as the wife, as the husband inside of your marriage. And it just makes things so much better.
I'm about to get one of these.
I'm excited about that. So if you want to join that as well.
Hey, join the membership, Slim, because that thing on.
All the links are inside of the bio and the link tree. We so love you guys, and we appreciate y'all. But we do meetups, and we're looking to do a date night tour. So
hey, listen,
hopefully we'll be coming to a city near you soon.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you, if you
but y'all show up.
Hey, if you, I'm gonna put it like this: if you would like to do a meetup in your area, send us an email
or DM us. DM us on TikTok.
I need to get your email address. So I need you to
Baby, what if they ain't gonna email us?
Well, listen, they don't want to meet up. Cause listen, I'm gonna tell you, y'all already know I'm a plum fool. If Chef Urel on here, he'll tell you I'm a nut. It's okay. I'm a plum fool. I ain't got no sense. But listen, hey though. Man, listen, marriage is about having fun. Once we've gotten through all the stuff, we've been married 25 years. And like you said, it's never a dull moment because
25
hey,
25
David, you already know we come to Nashville. Quit playing.
Oh, that was the other Tennessee.
Yeah.
That was the other city. Yes,
Hey, David though. How was that men's talk, that brother talk was off the chain though, wasn't it? That's
I think your phone is about to die on IG.
Oh, sorry about that. So we don't want nobody. We don't listen.
But we'll be back here Monday morning, 9 a.m. You guys. Anything else?
Yeah. Hey, go get that free ebook, man. Support your boy. I'm trying my writing thing. Listen though, I'm gonna be honest with you.
We love you guys so much.
Hey, hold on. Let me tell them about this. What David just say? What David say? He said, "Bro, talk got real." You ain't lying. That joint did get real.
And don't forget the singles. Like if you were single, you were divorced, we heard you guys. So go to marriagetakeoveronline.com. We have our first ever singles event that's taking place. That's March 17th, Friday night. I almost forgot about that. Friday night at 7 p.m. So go ahead and register for that. If you are single or if you are divorced and you are looking for a space and community so that you can posture yourself, prepare yourself for marriage again or for marriage for the first time. We are there. We have opened up that space for you all as well.
Hey, hold on. Hey, Compton, do I know you? Is that JB? Just throw me a one if that's JB. I've been trying to figure out who Compton is. Hey, because that's the only person I know from Compton. So, hey. I ain't messing with you, JB. I'm done. Hey, my bad. No, I finally know who Compton is now. Hey, what was he saying? Oh yeah. So hey, we appreciate y'all, man. Listen, this is the first time we done cleaned up the kitchen. While we on kitchen conversation. Was that it? Was that everything?
Yes, that's everything.
Hey, so yeah, jump on that thing. Let's go. And yeah, so be on the lookout. Let us know if you want us to do a meetup in your area. Yeah, man. Hey, it's gonna be on point. So don't forget Monday morning 9 a.m. prayer, couples prayer. The singles joint, do that one. Check that one out. Also, jump in the membership if you would like to. That's a lot. I'm done. I'm tired.
That's a lot, baby.
My food got cold, so I gotta heat it up.
Guys.
My daughter food.
You guys.
You know how we go out.
Well, come on, baby.
Hey, somebody put that thing in the chat. Somebody say I'm better than this.
We love you guys. Any final last comments? Have a great rest of your night, and we will see you guys on Monday.
Yes.
Thank you. They're giving us the love back. Thank you guys so much. Love you guys.
Love y'all. Woo! I'm better than this. Hallelujah.
So
I'm better than this.
And you gonna just sit right there.
I'm gonna sit right here. Cause listen, they ain't ready. Listen, I'm ready. hey, Chef Urel, man, I appreciate you too, bro. Dang, what a button that? There it is right there.
It's in the upper corner.
Hey, I'll see y'all Monday.